Overcomers unanimous. Powerline number 6. Fear of losing control causes manipulation and destruction. Control. We all like to feel that we are in control of our lives. It makes us feel comfortable and safe. Addictive thinking gives us the illusion of being in control, but it is just that, just an illusion. The thing that we use to make us feel as though we are in control is the exact same thing that takes control away. There are pleasure centers located within our brain, which when activated are associated with feelings of euphoria, feeling good. This is part of the daily cycle that we all experience. During the day, we go through naturally occurring periods when we feel comfortable, secure, happy, fulfilled, and this is followed by periods when more negative feelings are aroused or developed, anxiety, insecurity, discomfort. We humans are reinforced by positive feelings of pleasure. We want to experience feeling good, euphoria, again and again and again. However, that's not all there is to life. Addictive behavior can be seen as an attempt to control our daily cycles by minimizing or maximizing pleasurable feelings and minimizing the frequency of negative feelings. Our negative experiences strengthen us, though, and help us to become overcomers. They assist us in learning wisdom and integrity. Attempts to find constant pleasure through addictive behaviors are always futile. Addiction is an uncontrolled search for gratification through a relationship with a substance or an activity, an object or event, at the exclusion of all other aspects of life. The substance or activity with which the addict forms this relationship varies person to person. Common objects of addiction are alcohol and tobacco, illegal drugs, prescription drugs, sex, love, food, shopping, gambling, television, computers, and even work. The feeling of control, however, is eventually undermined when the addictive thinking or the addictive personality takes control. A feeling of fear replaces the feeling of being all-powerful, i.e. the fear of losing the source or the supply of that addiction, or the fear that others will find out that you're really powerless. Isaiah 41:10, though, tells us, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." See, fear can be intense, and it can seem real even over an unreal concern. I can remember several years ago, well, maybe like 28 years ago now, I was working as a night security officer outside of Ocean City down the Jersey Shore. I was a night security officer at a campground, and it was really dark one night, about 3 a.m. I was alone in the building that everybody had to go through, the guard post house. And there's not a sound. It was quiet, dark, except for the light in there. All of a sudden, the door slides open, and there's a man, and I only can see half his face, standing at the door, leaning in, reaching inside an open shirt, pulling out something. I thought it was a knife or a gun. And it was a can of Pepsi. I was being fearful of losing control of a situation, and it wasn't even a real situation. I trusted my perception, my impression, my feeling. See, addicts trust the high more than they trust anything, more than they trust other people. Addicts begin to trust the mood change that comes from engaging in this addictive behavior. They trust the habit more than anything else. Negative experiences always accompany the positive feelings that the addict is seeking. When negative cycles occur, our stress in daily life becomes unmanageable. The addictive thinking and addictive logic starts with that little voice that says, you got to protect yourself. You got to be in control. You have to protect the relationship of the drug that appears to work for you. Therefore, you can trust it. But addictive thinking may exist way prior to the abuse of alcohol or other drugs. But there is one characteristic that appears to be generated by any chemical addiction, and that is manipulation. Non-addicts are occasionally manipulative, And addicts may have manipulated other people before they began drinking or drugging. But with the use of alcohol or drugs, the problem of manipulation significantly escalates. Codependent issues emerge. That is, trying to control what you can't control. You spend a whole lifetime trying to control things that are out of your control. Addictive behaviors only give the illusion of safety and control. People are forced, in a sense, into lying, covering up, manipulating. Addictive thinkers develop expertise at manipulating, and over time, this becomes an ingrained character trait. Manipulation may start as a defensive mechanism or a defensive maneuver to explain away the use of the alcohol or the drugs or whatever the event is, or to cover up problems, or to create situations that will facilitate drinking or using drugs even more. But sooner or later, it takes on a life of its own. The addictive thinker manipulates just to manipulate and lies just to lie, even though there's nothing to be gained. The goal of manipulation is to control and overpower the situation or another person, to get them to do what you want them to do. Now listen, the Holy Spirit delivers us from selfish manipulations because He is the master teacher of truth. John 16:13, Jesus said, "Howbeit, when He, the Spirit of truth, is come, He will guide you in all truth. For He shall not speak of Himself, but whatsoever He shall hear, that shall He speak, and He will show you things to come." But with manipulation, there are negative effects when you continue to try to manipulate and control others. You will get caught up in the need to continue to manipulate because it is the only way people will start responding to you. People will find it difficult to fully trust you in the future, and they will intentionally distance themselves from you for their own self-protection. You run the risk of being the recipient of others' anger, resentment, revenge seeking, or hatred, or their rage. When they wake up to how they have been manipulated or conned or used or abused, you will experience a greater degree of stress and anxiety as time goes on and your storyline becomes more and more complex. The people begin to pick apart the falsehood and the dishonesty in your story. It is one thing to con others. It's another thing to con yourself. And that's exactly what addictive thinking and the addictive process does. An inner struggle develops, resulting in the formation of an addictive personality. As time passes, the isolation results in more and more control by the addicted self, the new self, the addict, with the weakening of the rational, principled, true self. Just the thing you think is giving you more control of the issues of life is actually taking control away, making you even more out of control. On Monday, in July 1998, a fire broke out aboard Carnival cruise ship off the coast of Miami. Television stations carried the drama live, even making contact with some of the passengers via cellular phones. At one point, a passenger on the television told the WSVN anchorman, "I think they've gotten control." But the anchorman could see through the camera that the fire and the flames were still raging right behind him. The reporter replied, "No," he said, "I'm sorry to tell you, the fire is still burning." There are a lot of people today who believe that they've got everything under control. But unless the Holy Spirit has control of their lives, the fire is still burning. But you can trust God. When you feel like things are slipping away or you're about to lose control, turn to God. He loves you, and He truly is in control. 2 Timothy 1:7 tells us, "For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind." You can gain control by letting go of trying to get it. Fear of losing control causes manipulation and destruction.